Good morning, class. Before we begin, let's establish some basic rules to make sure our online class runs smoothly and everyone has a chance to participate. These rules will help us stay focused and respectful of one another. First rule, be punctual. Join the classroom on time to avoid missing important discussions. Second rule, use proper names. Make sure your display name shows your real name so we can easily identify you. Third rule, mute your microphone when not speaking. To minimize background noise, keep your microphone muted unless it's your turn to speak. Fourth rule, raise your hand to speak. Use the raise hand feature or type your question in the chat if you want to contribute. Fifth rule, keep the chat relevant. Use the chat box for questions or class-related comments only. Avoid unrelated or distracting messages. Sixth rule, turn on your camera, if possible. If your connection allows, turn on your camera so we can create a more interactive learning. Seventh rule, respect each other. Be kind and respectful to everyone. Listen actively and avoid interrupting others. Eighth rule, stay focused. Avoid multitasking or doing unrelated activities during the class. Ninth rule, technical issues. If you face any technical problems, let me know through a private message or email. Lastly, 10th rule, participation is key. Engage in discussions and activities. It makes the class more enjoyable for everyone. Does anyone have questions or suggestions about these rules? If not, let's proceed to our discussions. I hope you're ready because today we're going to explore the magic behind Taylor Swift's lyrics and discover how she uses literary devices to make her songs unforgettable. To make this lesson fun and interactive, we'll play games, share thoughts, and maybe even sing a few lines. Who's excited?
Now we'll explore literary devices further. I'll divide you into groups, and each group will focus on one specific device. Your task is to research your assigned device using your laptops or tablets. Look for examples of your device either from books, poems, or even your own experiences. Once you have your findings, go to Padlet using the link I'll share and post your examples. Write your group name as the title of the post, and you'll have 5 minutes for this activity. So, work together quickly and effectively. The timer starts now.
Before we dive into today's discussion, let's warm up with a short activity to see what you already know about literary devices. I've prepared a fun quiz using quizzes. I'll share the link in the chat now. Click it, enter your name, and let's get started. You'll have 1 minute for each question. So think quickly, but carefully. Everyone, it looks like some of you already have a solid grasp of literary devices, while others are just getting started. And that's okay. Now, let's reflect for a moment. Here's a question for you. How do literary devices make writing more impactful? Who would like to share their thoughts? Well, think about your favorite songs or stories. Do literary devices help make them more memorable or emotional? Why do you think authors and songwriters uses techniques like metaphors or repetition? Excellent ideas! Literary devices are like the secret ingredients that add deep emotion and beauty to writing. They make us think, feel, and connect with the words in a more powerful way. Now that we've sparked our curiosity, let's dig deeper into these tools and learn how to identify and analyze them. Let me ask you again a question. Have you ever heard a song and thought, wow, this lyric just hits different? Taylor Swift is a master at creating those moments. And it's because she uses literary devices like similes, metaphors, and hyperboles. Today we're going to define and explain some key literary devices, analyze examples from Taylor Swift's lyrics, discuss why they make her songs so impactful, and use online platforms and collaborative tools to explore and discuss literary devices. Now let's dive deeper into what these devices mean and why they matter. Let's start with hyperbole. So what is hyperbole? Hyperbole is when you exaggerate something so much that it can't possibly be true, but it makes your emotions really stand out. First example is from the song of Taylor Swift, How You Get the Girl. I would wait forever and ever. Broke your heart, I'll put it back together. I would wait forever. Why is this hyperbole? Can someone tell me if it's really possible to wait forever? Exactly, but by exaggerating, the speaker shows just how devoted and determined they are. This is hyperbole because nobody can literally wait forever, but the exaggeration highlights the depth of devotion and determination. Now your turn. Here's a line from New Romantics of Taylor Swift, and I want you to identify the hyperbole. Baby, I could build a castle out of all bricks they threw at me. Who can explain why this is hyperbole? Bingo! Hyperbole creates big emotions and unforgettable images. This line exaggerates how much criticism or rejection the speaker has faced during or turning it into a metaphorical castle of resilience. So here's another example. 15 years, 15 million tears, begging till my knees bleed. It's from It's Time to Go, Taylor Swift song. This is an extreme exaggeration to express the pain and effort endured over the years, making the emotions feel larger than life. So now let's talk about simile. Simile is which compares two things like using like or as. For example, this is a song from Clean of Taylor Swift. And the sky turned black like a perfect storm. Why is this a simile? Raise your hand if you know. Spot on! Similes paint vivid pictures in our minds. The praise compares the darkening sky to a perfect storm, enhancing the imagery of chaos and intensity. Let's try another one. Play Him Like a Violin from I Did Something Bad song of Taylor Swift. What's being compared to her? And why this it work? Perfect! Similes makes comparison relatable and powerful. This simile compares manipulating someone to playing a violin, suggesting precision and skill. So another example is from Blank Space of Taylor Swift. New money, suit and tie, I can read you like a magazine. Here, the simile compares understanding someone's behavior to reading a magazine, quick and easy to interpret, right? Now let's talk about onomatopoeia, where the word sounds like what it describes. Example is bang from Endgame of Taylor Swift. So what is this onomatopoeia? Exactly. Onomatopoeia adds energy and sound effects to the text. So now let's test your ears. Here's a line from the song Style of Taylor Swift. And when we go crashing down, what's the onomatopoeia here? Right again, onomatopoeia makes lyrics dynamic and immersive. The word crashing imitates the sounds of something breaking, making the scene more dramatic. Another example is from the song This Love, lantern burning, flickered in mine. So the word flickered mimics the sound and motion of a flame, creating a sensory image. Let's dive into repetition. Repetition is when a word or phrase is repeated to emphasize an idea or create rhythm. Example is from Shake It Off of Taylor Swift, like, the player's gonna play, 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 play. So why do you think Taylor repeats this word so much? Exactly. Repetition is a great tool for both emphasis and memorability. Let's try one more. Can you think of another song where repetition stands out? Okay, thank you so much. So now let's move on to metaphor. A metaphor is a direct comparison where one thing is said to be another without using like or as. Example is from Midnight Rain of Taylor Swift. He was sunshine, I was midnight rain. So what's being compared here? And what does it tell us about their personalities? Exactly. Metaphors create layers of meaning and emotion. This compares two people to opposites, sunshine and rain, highlighting their contrasting personalities. Here's a challenge. Can anyone explain the metaphor in Don't Blame Me song of Taylor Swift? My drug is my baby. Brilliant! Metaphors are all about making abstract ideas relatable, right? Now let's explore personification. This is when non-human things are given human qualities. Example from Shake It Up of Taylor Swift song. I've got the music in my mind saying, it's going to be alright. So what's being personified here? Very good. By making the music say something, Taylor shows how comforting and uplifting it feels. Here's another one from the song Clean of Taylor Swift. I let the flood carry away all of my pictures of you. What's being personified in this line and what does it symbolize? Beautifully said. Personification makes emotions and abstract ideas more relatable. The flood is personified as if it has the ability to take memories away, symbolizing emotional cleansing. Now let's try this. What's being personified in Bad Blood? If you love like that, blood runs cold. Exactly. Personification turns feelings into something tangible, which is why it's so powerful. Finally, let's talk about idioms. Phrases that don't mean exactly what the words say but have a deeper cultural meaning. Example is from the song Wonderland of Taylor Swift. We talk a wrong turn and we fell down a rabbit hole. What does it mean to fall down a rabbit hole? That's right. Idioms like these add layers of meaning to a song. The idiom fell down a rabbit hole means entering a strange, surreal situation. Here's another one from the Starlight song of Taylor Swift. The whole place was dressed to the nines. What does dressed to the nines mean? Perfect. Idioms often bring vivid imagery into song without needing much explanation. Last one, from the Anti-Hero of Taylor Swift song. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. What's the idiom here and what does it mean? Exactly. Taylor uses idioms to communicate emotions and situations that feel real and relatable. Today we explored literary devices like hyperbole, simile, metaphor, personification, idioms, and more. You learned how Taylor Swift uses them to create unforgettable lyrics, and you share your own brilliant interpretations.
Now let's put this knowledge into action. I'm giving you a short text to read individually. I have here the text that you'll read, so as you read, underline or highlight instances of literary devices you can find. Look for examples of similes, metaphors, personifications, or other we discussed. So once you finish, return to your group and discuss your findings using the Google Docs to note how these devices contribute to the story or poems overall. So each group will focus on analyzing how the devices create deeper understanding. Timer starts now. To wrap up our discussion, I want each of you to write a short paragraph. Choose one literary devices we studied and explain how it helped you understand the text better. Now let's finish with a quick quiz to check what you've learned. So take out your devices again and I'll share the code. I will be giving you 5 minutes to answer the quiz and quizzes. Timer starts now.
For your assignment, pick a song or poem you love. Identify at least 3 literary devices, explain why they fit, and describe how they make the work more meaningful. Get creative, and I can't wait to hear your insights next class. What other hidden treasures do you think we can uncover in your favorite songs? Let's find out together next time.